everybody. Welcome to the Optimus Fantasy Football channel. You might recognize me if you've been watching this week. I've been on a lot. This is show number 4 for me. I've got number 5 coming later. Can't wait. Then number 6 even later tonight after the game. So I'm a busy guy. It's a Friday, but we're here to talk DFS, and I'm here with my friend, Mr. Mike Reedy. Mike, I haven't really gotten to see you since December. How have you been, my friend?
Well, I've been sick for about 8 months. I probably won't cough on this phone call. I'm starting to feel a little better because I'm using a nicotine patch, as scary as that is, to level me out. It is wild. Yeah, I use these. I'm going backwards in the smoking world. I'll probably start smoking Camels at the end of the year to get more
filterless, right?
But yeah, of course.
Gotta be filterless.
It's
good to be back, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the NFL season. Some normalcy after a wild, crazy summer. We don't know a whole lot, Mike. We were talking about this before the show. This is probably the most uninformed we're going to be all season.
It feels like a draft, even though we're going to play DFS this week, right? Like, mitigate risk where you can. If there's somebody who looks like they're going to get a lot of touches but is low price, try to dive in on that. But it's a go with what you know type of week. Week 1 should be.
It really is. I mean, there's some places to maybe take a chance on a player here and there. But again, I'm not a big fan of that this week. I'm going to play it pretty safe. I want to see how things kind of shake out. Because again, there are a lot of things we don't know. Like, we don't know what Cam Ward's going to be in Tennessee. We don't have any idea what that offense is going to look like. Who's going to be? Is it going to be Calvin Ridley?
Probably.
Is it going to be Elikeo Minor? We don't know. Is it going to be Chigakonkwo? Yeah, exactly. Right? So yeah, there's a lot up in the air. But we're going to do the best we can this week. And I think that's the goal. Is we do know some things. We've watched camp. We have an idea of what some of these guys are. I mean, like Jamar Chase. You know what Jamar Chase is going to do. He's going to Jamar Chase, and they're up against Cleveland this week. So I mean, like, those are the kinds of plays that you're going to want to hammer this week.
So when we talk to the players, we can talk about it. But in each game against Cleveland last year, both wide receivers had a touchdown in both games, meaning Chase and T. Higgins, right? So these are guys I'm going with, right? Because I know and I can expect them to get the double digits with ease this week.
Exactly. Well, and if you want to know more, if you don't get enough on the show, you can definitely find us over on Discord. It's a free server, and if you haven't found it, come on over. We've got people like me, Lou, Kevin, Mike, and a gaggle of other Optimus Fantasy folks ready at literally any hour of the day to help you with your pressing fantasy football questions, commiserate on your bad beats, and just generally hang out. I know the last thing you need is another Discord server. I'm in the same position. I'm in like 8 or 9 of them right now. But you're not going to get a bunch of notifications from us, and we're not about that at all. Our goal is to get you notified about the things you're interested in and nothing else. Come hang out and get some winning fantasy football advice from all of us fun people over at Optimus Fantasy. And now, Mike, let's move on to the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks this week. You can see from our picks, guys, we're playing it pretty safe. Let's talk about yours first. We're already talked a little bit about Joe Burrow.
I mean, their defense stinks. He's going to air it out. I expect him to have at least 2 touchdowns. As I mentioned, both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase had a touchdown each game against the Browns last year. So I think you can expect Burrow to probably do that again this year. The Browns will be better offensively than people think, or at least look that way, because the Bengals defense is so bad. So I think they're going to have to pass. And I think Joe Flacco is going to throw the ball well the other way to force them to pass. The over-under, I think, is 47.5 on this game. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me, right? But it's pretty high, right? So we should be looking at some serious passing. We know the Bengals like to do that. Burrow's a guy I'm playing often.
Well, they're going to throw the ball. And to that point, I see a lot of people wanting to roster Chase Brown, hammer Chase Brown this weekend. Everybody's excited about Chase Brown. This isn't a game where I think we're going to see a ton of Chase Brown, because Cleveland actually does have a pretty good defensive front. They can sort of stop the run. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot. This is probably 100+ yards for T. Higgins, for Jamar Chase. Burrow's going to throw for 3+. He's going to throw for 3-4 touchdowns. And I think Mike Gesicki gets involved. as well.
Would
It's
surprise me. Yeah.
surprised me at all either. Now your second one, Bryce Young. I have questions about this one. I'm not a
So,
big Bryce Young guy, but with the matchup,
well,
I
Bryce Young isn't a very big guy, even on himself. He's a little guy. You know?
oh
uh, I'm not a huge Bryce Young guy either, but the offensive lines improved dramatically. And that actually, they started playing better in the second half of last year. They had worked on improving it last year. I thought we would see some improvement from Bryce Young last year. He's talented, but small, right? Like it's one of the
right,
things I don't typically like small quarterbacks because it's tough for them to see around those massive guys. Me being 5'9", I can tell you, when I played basketball, I can't see over everybody who's 6'6", and no one can see you behind them. So I don't love him because of that. But I like him better this year. He ended last season with a 5 touchdown game. He's got two good wide receivers to throw the ball to right now with Ted McMillan and Xavier Legette. I kind of like them this week too. And they're going up against a team, Jacksonville, where they're going to have to throw the ball because I think Jacksonville is going to score on them, and you can throw the ball on Jacksonville, at least from what we know of last year. And I
yeah.
don't their defense has gotten much better. So I look for them to throw the ball a lot. I mean, Chuba Hubbard will be involved probably, but I think this is a week where if you want to play a tournament play and go cheap at quarterback, someone like Bryce Young or Joe Flacco, by the way, are great plays.
Flacco is a good play. We don't have him on this show sheet here, but he is someone I would look at as I'm building lineups Sunday morning last minute. With Bryce Young, I think you're right in this situation. Jacksonville, this is just a really good matchup for quarterbacks. It's a good matchup for wide receivers.
Yep.
I'm on Chuba this week too, as a start anyway. I'm about 4 slots ahead of him consensus with weekly rankings, but I think
consistent though. I mean, he was so consistent last year.
yeah,
I expect him to be consistent this year too, in and out.
I do too. I mean,
all the way
barring some sort of weird Rico Dowdle breakout, Chuba Hubbard's going to have another good season. I think he's probably top 18 running back when all is said and done. Now, Jaden Daniels, Mike, is my first pick over in Washington. Most of this is because they're up against the Giants, and this Giants team is going to have to prove to me that they've improved. I don't believe they have. Plus, Jaden Daniels is my QB3 in my draft rankings. I'm really high on him coming into the season. I think this Washington team has gotten better. They added Deebo Samuel. I think Austin Eckler is due to have a pretty decent season. I like who they have behind Austin Eckler as well. JCM, everybody's in love with Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Man, that's a tongue twister. I screwed up every
everybody
time.
but me. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't like him. I do. He's good.
He's fine.
We don't
He's
know what's
decent
going to
enough.
happen. We have no idea
No.
if he's even going to get playing time yet. So
Right.
the praise went a little crazy. The hype on him. But this is an improved offense as well. They actually got even better, and they were great last year.
Yeah.
Could you have asked for a quarterback to be better first year than he was last? I don't know if you could. That guy he exceeded every expectation possible.
Oh, I had him as my QB1 last year, rookie QB1. So, man, but yeah, and he's a guy, right?
He sure was.
And he's a guy. He was, and he's a guy that I'm going to hammer probably all season. I don't think I'm that concerned about most matchups for Jaden Daniels, but this is a really good one. Then Justin Fields is my other guy, and I know Pittsburgh's defense is very good. I understand that, but at $5,400 for a mobile quarterback who it's almost better that their defense is good, because if they're getting pressure on him, he's just going to run. And for fantasy purposes, if he gets 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's a good day in DFS for a quarterback. If you add on some of the passing that he'll get too, at 5,400, I think Justin Fields is a nice play against Pittsburgh, who I'm sure he has some hard feelings.
Justin Fields is another guy. Like, he wasn't exceptionally incredible last year, but he wasn't bad either. So you look at what he has to pass the ball to this year. He has one guy he'll zero in on. I don't think he's ever been really a bad fantasy player. In my own humble opinion, I didn't understand why Chicago wanted to get rid of him, but I think they just didn't want to pay him. He's good. He should be good this week. In a standard play, I think he should be very good as well. Because
Yeah.
again, he's gonna at the very least he's gonna be solid too. He just has a high floor
Yeah.
as well as a potential ceiling, but he has a high floor. He's a very good floor play.
A very, very, very good floor play, especially like you're saying with this Jets offense. He's got some weapons. So I'm hammering Justin Fields all over the place in contests this week. Let's jump over to the running backs, Mike. I wanted to start with mine because I'm surprised that you didn't have Ashton Gianti on yours. $7,000. He's very expensive against New England. The defense isn't good at stopping the run, would be a way to put it. And plus, I don't think Vegas is. What is Vegas going to do on offense other than hand the ball to Ashton Gianti and throw it to Brock Bowers?
I like him. I just was building things different ways, and I didn't mention him because I think I didn't write about him anywhere either, by the way, let alone mention him for this. I think he's one of those guys that lots of people are going to be on.
Sure.
Just because he's a rookie running back. He's not overly expensive either. We'll see how he does. I don't like to go against my Patriots defense very often, being a fan.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think for me, it's more of I just know what the volume's going to be, and I know a lot of other people are going to play him. But if he has that big week, I want to be one of those people playing him, so I'm not left behind all the people who did. And at 7,000 for him, I'm okay with it. And my other play is J.K. Dobbins, being a little bit of a homer, but they're also up against Tennessee Titans. I know everyone's really excited about R.J. Harvey, but Sean Payton's going to very slowly get Harvey involved, and Jaleel McLaughlin still exists. He does the same things as Harvey.
Yeah.
Dobbins, I think, again, against Tennessee, Denver's not going to have to throw the ball much. They're going to be up early. Their defense is just a beast. This is a volume play for me this week with Dobbins.
Well, one thing we know in a Peyton offense is there's actually room for two running backs. One of the other things that I probably mentioned before where Dynasty hurts redraft and DFS is a lot of people creating content are really Dynasty guys now.
Yep.
And get so hyped up over rookies, overly hyped over rookies. And then they start getting depressed when it's like, he's on third on the depth chart. Of course he is. He's a rookie. He's, and Dobbins is the starter right now. Will that change? Who knows, right? We don't know yet. But he's going to get the first chance at opportunities. Last night we saw a team where people were hyping up Jaden Blue, and he's the best talent. He's the most talented guy they have in the backfield, blah, 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 whatever. Javonte Williams, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Blue, healthy scratch, right? Like, you have to be careful with rookies, and you have to understand that they might not get touches early on, even if you think they're the most talented guy on the planet. What we think doesn't matter. I like the J.K. Dobbins play. I have him in a late slate article that I wrote, by the way, is a good play too. So I'm 100% agreement on him.
Well, $5,500, really not expensive, and you're going to get volume. You're going to get 20 plus carries out of him this week, and it's just kind of a given, especially this week against Tennessee.
You're making me realize I didn't throw the numbers out there for any of the guys I've talked about yet myself.
No, I did it. Don't worry about it. I was in the sheet. I figured I'd just take care of it.
Yeah, I have the numbers.
All right, Mike. I like your first pick, Alvin Kamara, a lot.
Alvin Kamara's priced pretty well too, right? He's 300 on DraftKings and 7,100 on FanDuel. So he's medium price guy, and it's Alvin Kamara. Spencer Rattler's the quarterback. What happened with Alvin Kamara last year when he was playing with no-name quarterbacks? He ended up with what? 10 targets and, I don't know, 12 carries or something like that every game. He was touching the ball 20-something times a game. So
yeah, I mean, he was getting between 8 and 10 targets a game, and he was getting between 15 to 30 carries a game.
Easily 20, 25 touches, right? Easily expect 25 touches from him this week. That volume with Kamara, I don't care if I know he's not the most efficient guy anymore. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he wasn't super efficient last year. But who cares? The volume's massive. The price is middle of the road. Take that, right? That's like super high floor, right? Everybody loves a little floor play, is something I like to say. Uh,
Well, Kamara is their offense, Mike. Like you
yeah,
said, it's Spencer Rattler and Chris Olave's hurt. We don't.
I don't trust anybody else on that offense right now.
Absolutely not. Not one person on that offense would I start. I said that there might be worse things in life than starting Spencer Rattler. I wasn't sure what they were. It was on a short that we did, and people did not understand. They were yelling at me saying, "You're saying I should get Spencer Rattler."
That's not what I said.
Listen to the whole video, man. Come on.
Nobody does that. They just like headlines.
I know it's fun. And Travis Etienne, this one, I've got to assume this is matchup.
This is pure matchup. The Panthers gave up the most points to fantasy points to opposing teams running backs in 2024. Again, I don't think they got all that better on defense in the offseason. Etienne's the first guy up for the Jaguars in the backfield. He's done it before. The quarterback knows and trusts him. He gets his pass protection from Travis Etienne. He knows how to deliver the ball to him. The offense is going to look for some short passes. Now, again, we don't know anything. So I say Travis Etienne. I think he's a good play. For all I know, they could throw Bigsby in there or Tootin and blow this up or make it a complete three-headed backfield. I don't know. But he's only 5,400 on DraftKings and 6,100 on FanDuel, right? So the way he's priced, I did plug him into a lineup with like Kamara and a three-headed double stack of the Bengals with the two wide receivers and the quarterback, and it allowed me to pay up in these other places, and I like that.
You know? Yeah. Well, and when you can get it, because if Travis Etienne has a good game, if he's the lead back, I mean, probably 100 yards and at least a touchdown against Carolina, and that's not bad. $5,400 you can spend up other places, like you're saying.
Yep, and I know the Jaguars were a catastrophe last season, right? So throw all that out the window. But if we look back, guys like Trevor Lawrence and Etienne, they've produced before for us. Well, I know the fantasy community didn't like Etienne, but I did because I take the points and I don't care what his name is. I don't care if people think he's 1 second too slow or anything else. All I care about is the fantasy points.
Yeah, and he produces them.
And he produces.
All right, Mike, let's move over to wide receivers. We'll start with your picks. We've already talked about him. Jamar Chase, $8,100. They're at Cleveland this weekend.
He's Jamar Chase.
It's Jamar Chase. Yeah.
He, as mentioned, he scored a touchdown both games against the Browns last season. He scored an awful lot of touchdowns last season. He's virtually unstoppable, right? Unless Burrow isn't playing, then he's But with Burrow on the field, I mean, this is just he's an unstoppable force. He's gonna get you fantasy points this week. And again, 15 points, that's like almost a given.
Oh, it's 100% it's a given, especially against Cleveland. He had 175 targets last season. There's no way that that's going to slow down.
Nope.
It works. Burrow's going to have north of 600 targets again this season. And in DFS, like, you want to hammer these players, and it's a good stack.
And as I mentioned, pay up. I mean, you're really paying up.
Yeah.
8,100.
That's okay, though.
Right? And 9,200 on FanDuel. You're really paying up. It's worth it. I think it's worth it for him. High floor, high ceiling guy. And if you can pay down in a few places, like we mentioned, guys we already mentioned, low Kamara, Etienne, low price guys. Jonty's even relatively mid price too, right? So the guys that are going to produce that at mid price, it's a good week for that to jump on that.
Yep. Your next one, Tet McMillan, trusting a rookie week 1.
Not a huge fan of that, but again, matchup from last season is telling me that these guys are going to end up throwing the ball both teams a lot. I think we're going to have a higher scoring game than people realize. Also, opportunity. There's no more Jalen Coker. He's out hurt. Adam Thielen got traded away. You're looking at really, two real options in the passing game? Tet McMillan and Xavier Legette, right? So I think
Hunter Renfro's technically there.
Young's going to pep those two guys. I'm sorry, you broke up on me.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, I mean, outside of Tet McMillan and Xavier Legette, they have Hunter Renfro, but Yeah, I don't think he sees much in the way of targets. And you know what? If you're going to go with a rookie wide receiver, Ted McMillan's in a good situation, and they're against Jacksonville, chasing the matchup
And the price.
and the
And the price.
price. Yeah, my
5,200
guys.
on Draft, 56 on FanDuel. The price is right. Yeah.
It's a beautiful price. My guys are not as cheap, Mike, but I really like again matchup Brian Thomas Jr. this week against Carolina. He's $6,800. The way I'm looking at this Jacksonville offense this season is it's put up or shut up for Trevor Lawrence.
Well,
right? He has to do something with his team.
BTJ is just great as well,
yeah.
Right? And as I've mentioned this game a couple of times now, I think this game's they're going to be throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks have a lot to prove this year, and it starts week 1.
Yep. My other one's Terry McLaurin, 6,200 again against the Giants, but this is a stack I'm going to be hitting a lot this season.
I almost had him as well, by the way.
I expected to see him in there when I went in, and I was glad he wasn't because I knew we both agree on this one.
Yeah, I didn't put him in there. I almost put him in there. I've written about him this week. I'm very high on him this season and this week.
Well, he was wide receiver 7 last season with Jaden Daniels.
I think
120 targets.
I think Debo only helps this situation for him. Makes it.
So defenses can't hyper focus on him.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I think it only helps.
Ertz is looking like he might have another productive season at tight end too, which only helps Terry McLaurin.
Last year, to be fair, Ertz was pretty good.
He was very good last year. I expected to see Ben Sinnott at some point. We just never saw him because Ertz was efficient enough. They didn't need Sinnott. Yeah. I just think for me, again, matchup, this is a good stack. It's a cheaper stack. McLaurin's on the cheaper side at 6,200. So it's saving up a little bit for an elite receiver. This is I think this is a 100-yard game for McLaurin. I think he's 10 to 12 targets in this game. I feel like the Giants are going to find a way to stay in it a little bit, but not their defense.
Probably a touchdown. It's the one time he had a bad matchup. I was on another show last year with Greg Kellogg, and he was all over this. And I was like, well, the matchup sucks. The defense is really good. They stop everybody. But McLaurin, if he gets a touchdown, it's going to be a good game, right? Like it's touch. Mm-hmm. And he had so many touchdowns last season that it was hard. Like
13.
Yeah, and even games where he only had like 40 yards, touchdown, and it just changed everything.
Scary Terry got really scary, and he's a guy that I'm excited for this season. I'm going to be playing him a lot in DFS. This will not be the last time we talk about him. Let's move over to tight ends, Mike, and we can get everyone out of here and on with their Friday. I love your first one, George Kittle, San Francisco. They're at Seattle, $5,800.
He's a stud, and we all know he's a stud. The Seahawks actually defend the position pretty well, but it doesn't. I don't think it matters. So the passing trees changed with the branches dramatically, right? So you don't have Debo there anymore. You don't have Brandon Ayuk there anymore. What's his name? You have Ricky Pearsall, who I think should have a big game too. And
Juwan Jennings is hurt.
Juwan Jennings is dinged up. That's the guy whose name I was trying to think of. I'm sorry. Too much brain fog. That's been one of my problems since I've been sick this year, by the way. So Juwan Jennings is dinged up. He's supposed to play. But in all honesty, other than his few games that he exploded last year, he wasn't all that great. Kittle was really good all season. Yeah. And I think you're looking at the passing tree being Kittle and Pearsall at the top with CMC. So I like Kittle a lot with the changes they've made to see a lot of volume this season, not just this week. Right. And I think it starts this week. So again, this is me saying, go with what you know kind of guy. A lot of low risk with Kittle this week. And he's not priced crazy either, right? Like the price isn't bad.
No, $5,800. I have a tight end who's almost 1,000 more. But yeah, I agree with you. I think George Kittle's, if not the wide receiver 1 in this San Francisco offense right now, he's the wide receiver 2. We know Purdy likes to get him the ball. And now that he just doesn't have nearly as many options, because CMC showed up on the injury report. Shocker. More calf injuries. I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play this weekend.
Is it time for him to just cut it off and put a blade on so he can keep playing?
Yeah.
Like
just
he'll be
do
even
it.
faster. That's the problem.
Right?
Faster.
Now your next one, David Njoku, $4,700 up against Cincinnati. I like this one.
So last season, Bengals gave up the most points to opposing teams' tight ends, most fantasy points. Njoku had 10 or more fantasy points in each of the games against the Bengals last season. As scary as it is, Joe Flacco's accurate. He's going to get the ball and he's going to put it. He's going to put it in Njoku's hands. So I like Njoku in this game. I think the Browns are going to have to pass to stay in it. I think Njoku and maybe Judy or Tillman, somebody else will also have a good game. But Njoku's been so goddamn good, man, with various quarterbacks there. This is a high upside play at a very good price. I would be surprised if he does not get a touchdown this week because of the game. But
I would be very surprised as well. I'm high on him this week too. I have him as tight end 9 right now in my weekly rankings. That might creep up here before we get to Sunday. Obviously, these are always changing here, but he's the best target. He's the most reliable target for Flacco. Flacco's an old veteran that's going to go to the most reliable guy, the guy he knows can catch the ball, the guy who's going to fight for it, the guy who's going to come down with those contested catches. You can't say that about Jerry Jeudy. You can't say that about Cedric Tillman. I don't even know who the hell else is in their wide receiver room because it doesn't matter. This team is going to be absolutely putrid. But David Njoku will not. He will not be putrid this season. He's going to be one of the few bright spots in this offense. In week 1, against Cincinnati at home with Flacco at quarterback before his old body starts to break down as the season gets on. This is going to be a good week for Njoku. I really like this call, and especially at 4,700.
Yeah,
I think that's a steal.
And again, if you want to do that, then you can pay up. In some of my builds, I've done this cheap with him, and I have a lot of the Cincinnati double stack. But when you have a couple of cheap guys, it allows you to throw in Jahmyr Gibbs if you want. I had CMC in one. I have to switch him out, by the way, because I don't trust him now. But some high priced running backs who have super high floors and super high ceilings, you can plug in around some of this and make a nice lineup.
Yep. We got Jamie Parag in the chat. What's up, Jamie? Tillman has a 90.6 true catch rate. I don't want to hear it, Jamie. I don't want to hear it. I mean, you're not wrong. He does want to know, do we think that Tillman's going to get 70 plus with Flacco this weekend? I think he might. I think he'd be a 100-yard guy.
I would not be surprised. I like Tillman more than Judy myself, but it depends on who the quarterback is, right? Like with Winston, Tillman was a machine. Judy wasn't bad either, right? So we'll see what happens with Joe behind the line.
I'm not touching Judy this year in any format. I haven't drafted him. I moved off of him completely in Dynasty. So we'll run. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, meanwhile, I have a watch on Tillman in fantasy leagues to as a potential ad. So
but he's way less expensive. So well, let's hit mine real quick, Mike. Let's get out of here. Brock Bowers, 6,500 against New England. It's a no-brainer. And this is one of those guys I'm okay paying up for because really at tight end, 6,500 isn't paying up, if you will. It's not bad. He's the wide receiver 1. Amari Cooper just retired. Not that he was going to have any bearing on this whatsoever.
Kobe Myers got better as well. Both of those guys, fantasy value went through the roof after that. Yeah.
Yep. But Bowers was always there, and he's the tight end 1. He was last year. He will be again this year. Mark my words. And I want him pretty much every week in DFS if he stays around this price. If they start to bump him up, I might back off of it, but I'll have him on some rosters. And then I've got Evan Ingram, 2 of my Denver Broncos on this list. But
I like that one too. I like Ingram too.
$4,500 against Tennessee. And if he plays the true Joker role that we think he's going to play in the Sean Payton offense, this could be a 25 to 30 point week for him week 1 against Tennessee.
Yeah. It's tough to hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and plus Sunday's my kid's birthday, and he's really excited that the Broncos are playing on his birthday. And I just want to see them destroy Tennessee for my kid's birthday, of course.
Of
You know,
course. You don't have
of
any
course.
personal vendetta against Tennessee.
No, not at all. Well, I don't like Mike Vrabel, but he's not
He's
there
not there
anymore. So I
anymore.
guess,
He's with the
yeah,
Patriots now.
yeah. It's I can't think of who took the job. Doesn't matter.
It's worse for Tennessee. There is no hatred. It's like just total ambivalence. Well, what
Yeah,
do you mean?
pretty much.
I hope they beat them because my team's playing them, but who cares?
Yeah. Well, before we get out of here, we got two things. One, Jamie Prog's birthday, also on Sunday. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Have a great weekend, buddy. Then we got this question from Ryan Allen in the chat. Real quick start sitter. We'll throw this out. Pick one, half PPR. Nick Chubb, Jalen Warren, or Calvin Ridley.
If I want to really play it safe, I'm playing Warren here. I would probably order them Warren, Ridley, Chubb. But
yeah,
that's how I would go.
I'd probably go Warren, Chubb, Ridley. I could see Chubb getting 25 carries if his knees hold up. Maybe a touchdown. He'll be the guy if he can stay healthy. Just, can he stay healthy? Don't draft Joe Mixon. I don't know why people were still drafting him this week.
Never Mixon. That used to be a hashtag I used all the time.
I have been never Mixon for a long time.
Yep.
There was a time when we didn't know if he had a foot, Mike. I'm still wondering if maybe he doesn't have a foot. It's been fake all along. He should have just gotten a blade.
Yeah, the blade. It'll make him faster.
Get the blade.
Get a blade.
Well, everyone, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're listening on the audio version, thank you for listening. We always appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow on whatever platform you are enjoying this wonderful DFS content on. I'll be back later tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, with Kevin and Keith. We are going to be doing Q&A Friday vibes, just talking about the weekend, talking about the games coming up. Please pop in, join us. If you've got questions, throw them in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. And also, you might notice this little thing up above me here. Well, I don't know which way to point. There we go. This weekend only, our tools are live, guys. We've got all sorts of data, all sorts of tools to help you set your lineups, figure out which players are going to pop, which ones won't. That's where I got a lot of what I'm looking at today from. It's a wonderful set of data. It's more data than really most companies are going to be able to provide you for under like $100 a month. But if you sign up this weekend, 50% off any package with the code week1, tools.optimusfantasy.com. Just head to optimusfantasy.com, click on tools. You'll find them. Check them out. It's going to be awesome. Mike, do you have any plans for the games this weekend? Or are you just hanging at home?
I have no plans this weekend. The thing I told you, I have to make a trip to the UPS store to pick up something that I missed a delivery on. That's about it. Those are my big plans. I'll watch some games on Sunday happily,
Yep.
and then I'm sure I'll have phone in hand looking at my fantasy scores, like watching paint dry here and there as well.
Yep.
Right? Can't help myself. I do it.
Yep. I do it too. I can't help it either. Yeah, we've got the kid's birthday Sunday, so we're doing one of the jump, like trampoline places,
Cool.
and breakfast. Then he's really excited for the Bronco game. So,
do they have basketball hoops at this one? I know he's a big basketball guy. Is he gonna be thrown down?
I don't know if they have them at this one. We've only been to this one once, and the one we've actually been to is closed, so we have to go to another location. But yeah, it's funny. He's not that much into basketball anymore. Like, he still watches it. He just doesn't play it as much. He's learning lacrosse. Mike, he's learning lacrosse.
Oh, there we go. He's going to have.
I know. Jen played lacrosse.
Once kids put a stick in their hand, they never put it down.
I don't think he will. He's been walking around with that little fiddle stick for quite a while now. So it's awesome. Yeah. All right, everyone.
Dominant hoopster.
I know. Well, he still is. It's just he hasn't played on a team in like 8 months. So I think he but we're getting him into a league this winter. So
whatever he wants to do, that's all that counts.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever he wants to do. Yeah. Guys, as for you, whatever you want to do with these picks we gave you this weekend, we endorse it. You can play them. You don't have to. But whatever you do, get out there and win some money. For Mike Greedy, I'm Nate Palvo. Thank you again for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next Friday. Adios.